Good morning, Culés. The summer transfer window has closed, and it was a huge one for Barcelona. Good morning to Culés around the world. Welcome to Wake Up and Barça. We are covering live Barcelona news every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on the Undefeated channel. And in today's episode, we will be covering summer transfer deadline day movements, the exits, the arrivals. Plus, we'll be talking about Sevilla hosting Barcelona. We'll do a match preview. We'll go over my lineups, my predictions, and of course, we'll be having some great conversation as we start our day. That's what we do here on the Undefeated channel during Wake Up in Barça. We have a little bit of caffeine. We go over the Barcelona news coming out of the camp now, and we have some good conversation with our fellow Culés. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can be part of that conversation. And let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right, my friends, we have a lot to discuss, so let's go ahead and dive right in with the top story, of course, is Aubameyang making his way over to London, a return to London, I should say. The former Arsenal man following the same footsteps as Cesc Fabregas, going Arsenal, Barcelona, and now to Chelsea. Despite the horrific events of being robbed in his home in Barcelona, having a fractured jaw, the deal still goes through. He arrived in London yesterday, and Aubameyang is officially a Chelsea player. You can see the announcement here from Barcelona. We've agreed with Chelsea Football Club, reached an agreement on the transfer of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for 12 million euros. Now, we'll talk about Marcos Alonso in just one second. He was not included in this deal, but we did get some cash up front from Aubameyang, which is nice. A lot of people saw this coming. It was back and forth there for a little bit. Some of this was tied to what happened with Memphis and the Juve deal falling out. Nevertheless, Aubameyang, thank you for your services. Came in at a time when we were desperate for some attacking options, took a pay cut, came in for free. Thank you, Aubameyang. Thank you. Thank you for putting some smiles on our faces. Thank you for your contribution for the big 4-0 win against Real Madrid. Part of me is a little bit sad to see you go, but you know what? We got a lot of attacking options. We'll discuss what those are here in just a little bit when we get to the Sevilla match preview. But overall, I'm okay with this. Yes, we didn't get or I should say, no, we didn't get as much money as we initially anticipated. That fractured jaw certainly didn't help, but you know what? A player that came for free, and then we get a little cash for him, 12 million euros for a, 33-year-old striker who only played for us for half a season. I'm okay with that. So we'll turn there to the chat. I'll say my good mornings. I'll want to get your reaction to the Aubameyang transfer, and then we're going to move on to others. Braithwaite, Dest, the players that came in, Bellerin and Alonso, the players that stayed, Memphis and De Jong. We're going to be talking about all the deadline day comings, goings, people who were reported and didn't move anywhere. We'll talk about all that, but I want to turn to the chat, say my good mornings, and get your reaction, first and foremost, to the Aubameyang transfer. How we doing, everybody? How we feeling? Let's see who we got in the chat. Winston, good morning to you. Felipe, hello. Winston says, time to wake up in Barça. Indeed. Daniel, hello, sir. How we doing? Pierre, top of the morning, right back to you. Mike, how we doing? Says, Aubameyang, blood blue, Obama blood blue yang. I can't even say that. Too early for me to say that play on words. But good morning to you, Mike. Daniel says, big up Aubameyang. Andrese says, hey, good morning to you, John. Good morning to you, Andrese. I'm just shaking out the cobwebs, obviously. My wheels aren't turning too fast yet. Need a little bit more of this Kofifi. Oh, what a summer transfer window for Barcelona, eh? Absolutely incredible. Anthony, good morning to you. Yes, sad news about Dest. We'll talk about him in just a moment. Felipe says, sad to see Abba and Dest go, but thank God the transfer season is over. Absolutely. One more that we haven't mentioned yet. Braithwaite. And notice he is no longer dubbed Goatweight after his unwillingness to leave earlier. He's no longer Goatweight. Left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth leaving on this one, but it's a done deal. Braithwaite going to Espanyol, one of our bitter rivals, just across town. Wanted to stay in Barcelona, apparently, but Barcelona, of course, confirming this one as well with an agreement to terminate Martin Braithwaite's contract with FC Barcelona. So he gets a nice little thank you there, a send-off. This is a weird one for me. It was fun for a short little period, jokingly running with the goat weight idea. He did have an important goal or two here or there, I think, if I can remember. He really hasn't played since Xavi arrived. So Braithwaite, not going to be missed. He was being a little bit of a thorn in the side, being a little bit difficult, not willing to go to some of these clubs that we were lining up transfers for. It is what it is. Done deal. Braithwaite moves on to Espanyol. And then the final exit, this one hurts a bit, Serginho Dest to Milan. I have mixed feelings, of course. Serginho Dest, pushed aside by Xavi, was not going to be given any opportunities. And while I want an American to be at FC Barcelona, it put a big smile on my face. Even I can admit Serginho Dest, inconsistent, wasn't fulfilling expectations. And as an American looking forward to the World Cup, you got to get him at a club that's going to give him that playing time. So I'm sad to see him go. I'm happy it's on loan, and I'm happy it's still at a top club that is going to give him some well-rounded experience, not only for the World Cup, but then to hopefully bring back to Barcelona. There is a 20 million euro buy option for AC Milan if they want to keep Serginho Dest at the end of next season. However, fingers crossed for me, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope between playing for Milan, getting some World Cup experience, Serginho Dest gets what he needs and comes back to Barcelona, who, let's admit, don't appreciate him. Okay, let's take a step back and let's look at, here's the tweet for Aubameyang. Nice graphic and a thank you. Here's the tweet for Braithwaite, a nice graphic and a thank you. And then here's what they did for Dest. Serginho Dest on loan to Milan. And this is the picture that they chose to use. That's the one that they chose to use. They have dozens and dozens and dozens of photos of Dest that you could use that are, that aren't this. If that face doesn't say it all, right? Again, look at the comparison. This is what they did for Braithwaite. This is what they did for Aubameyang. And this is what they did for their player who could be coming back next year. No thank you. No tribute pictures or graphics. Just a kind of confused, kind of hurt looking Serginho Dest with the line Serginho Dest on loan to AC Milan. That, my friends, is why Serginho Dest is leaving the club. No appreciation, no respect, no playing time. The picture sums it up. The picture absolutely sums it up. So again, mixed feelings. I'm glad he's going to a club where he's going to get some playing time. I'm glad that it's still a big European club. And who knows what will happen for next year. So those are the exits. Before we talk about Bellerin and Alonso, let me get your reaction. Aubameyang, out. Braithwaite, out. Dest, out. What do we think, folks? Flash, good morning to you. Says, should we say it's a historical window for us? Not just for us, for any club. We brought in so many players, and not just nobodies, not just free transfers, okay? But we brought in Christensen, Tessier, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Pablo Torre, Bellerin, Alonso. Who am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anybody? That's 7 players. We renewed Dembele. We renewed Roberto, which I shouldn't even put him on the list there, but 7 new players coming in for Barcelona that are all going to get significant playing time outside of Pablo Torre. What a revamp. Name me a club at any point, at any time in history, who's had a bigger I shouldn't say a bigger turnaround. I should say a more substantial revamp of a club. not just a refresh, but a full revamp. I mean, we went from last year playing Barça B players and defenders in our attacking trio to now having 7, 8 options in the attack. 7 with Aubameyang gone. Absolutely incredible. Winston says, what did Dest do? He did nothing wrong. Where is his thank you graphic? That's what I'm saying. He had to have said something wrong to somebody. There has to be some story other than he's just not playing up to expectations, because no thank you, no graphic, nothing. And to be shunned the way he was, a la Braithwaite, didn't make sense to me. So I'm looking forward to hearing more of that story at some point in time. Mike Aragon pointing out Dest with the Pirlo number. Yes, indeed, rocking the 21. I don't know enough about Milan to know who their number 2 is, but we'll see. Apparently, we're going to be watching a little bit of AC Milan this year. I do like to watch the U.S. men's national team players with whatever clubs they're at. Big Leeds fan this year. Pulisic struggling for playing time at Chelsea. McKennie at Juventus also struggling to get playing time. Now Dest at Milan. We'll see. Hopefully, he'll turn things around, like I said. Espa, how we doing, sir? Says, I'm sad Alba and Dest left, but at least they did great things for the club. Flashes of brilliance for Dest. I don't know if he did great things, but certainly flashes of brilliance. We can say that. Speaking of great things for the club, though, you know who has done some great things? Memphis Depay. And I'm glad he's staying, folks. Of the two, I think it made more sense to keep Memphis. Lewandowski, again, knock on wood, is going to be our go-to number 9. He is so fit. He can play 90 minutes week in, week out. Doesn't matter. He's 34 years old and no signs of stopping anytime soon. So with that said, Aubameyang's playing time was going to be very limited. Memphis gives us something a little bit more unique. He gives us that give me the ball and watch what I do with it mentality. He's got power. He's got creativity. He's not going to be so involved in the tiki-taka buildup of play, but 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, and the tiki-taka hasn't been working. You throw on a Memphis Depay on that left wing or as a false 9, a center forward. You let him just run at the defenders. I'm okay with this, folks. So Memphis stays. Aubameyang out. What do we think about that? Apparently, the deal for Juve fell through. We weren't going to get any cash out of that anyway, so for me, $12 million for Aubameyang. He goes back to London. Memphis stays with Barcelona, which, again, I think gives us something a little bit different in the attack. I'm all right with it. What do you all think? Winston says love Depay, and he gets, yes, we get to keep the Depay emoji now, too. Fantastic. Ayush, how we doing, sir? Says, who's on the back? Are you talking about my kit? You talking about this kit right here? This kit right here? Boom. Got Pedri, of course. Golden boy on the golden kit. The number 8. Had to do it. I'm waiting to see who I get on the back of the third kit. Of course, home kit was Busquets. And third kit could be Lewandowski, could be Araujo. If Gavi... Excuse me. Burps. If Gavi's given the number 6, could be Gavi next season as well. Next season. You're an idiot, John. Say words. Went out last night, had a couple of drinks, ate too much food. Brain's not firing fully. It happens. It happens, folks. I had a lot of... whatever. You guys don't care. We're here to talk about Barcelona. Doesn't even matter. Chrissy says, pretty sure they only do thank yous to players who officially leave the club, not for loans. There was no thank you for Nico, Callado, Abde, Pjanic, or Griezmann because they might still return. But did they at least get a graphic or maybe a picture that wasn't this? You know what I'm saying? They could have used a picture of him smiling. They could have used a picture of him playing, but instead they just used this confused look. That's the big one for me. Sure, he didn't get a thank you, and that makes sense because he's just going on loan. But the graphic, help me out here. Help me make sense of this. Anyway, Anyway, Coffee, good morning to you. Excuse me. Daniel says, I feel you, John. Ovi, good morning to you. Says, I still think Dest is better than Roberto. I was never a Puig fan. What does Ricky Puig have to do with this? Dest getting the Puig treatment. I was sad. I am just happy for him that he can still go and develop himself at Milan. Good thought, Ovi. He did definitely get the Ricky Puig treatment, who did have a screamer goal, who somebody mentioned that in the chat. Felipe, I believe it was. Yeah. But listen, that's MLS. That's MLS, okay? Anyway, we don't need to talk about Ricky Puig. He's at LA Galaxy doing big things. Good for him. Anyway, let's talk about players coming into Barcelona. How about that? Starting with one that we knew was coming, Marcos Alonso. This is, of course, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Official confirmed Marcos Alonso. Say words. Marcos Alonso leaves Chelsea by terminating the contract on mutual consent as expected. He will be unveiled as a new Barca player in the morning. Now, this one made sense about 4 weeks ago. About 4 weeks ago, when we were unsure of Balde, Alonso coming in as being competition for Jordi Alba made sense. But now Balde has taken the starting role. Jordi Alba is still the backup. And now we have a third left back in Marcos Alonso. I'm not hating on the player. While this isn't 2013, we're not getting that version of Marcos Alonso. We are getting a quality player. And while he may lack pace, he does have a tremendous left foot for getting the ball into the box. Great service. Free kicks. He's also a champion. He's a winner. He's got that mentality. So I don't hate him coming to the club. I'm just a little bit confused as to why we went forward with it when we have Balde emerging and Jordi Alba still as an option. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Somebody in the chat maybe can explain this one to me. 3 left backs and 1 right back? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Hector Bellerin is who I'm talking about. Hector Bellerin making his return to Barcelona. This is quoting the man himself. Says, a journey which started when I was 7 years old. Today we meet again, FC Barcelona. Again, I'm not against Bellerin coming back to the club. I think that he can be a supplemental player. I don't think that he gives us anything that Serginho Dest wouldn't have given us, except maybe consistency. I think that's what Xavi's looking for first and foremost, is consistency. So for that reason, maybe that's where Alonso makes sense. I don't know. I can't make sense of Alonso. Bellerin makes sense because we need a right back. In fact, we're desperate for a right back. He comes from La Masia. He's got Spanish national team experience, so the chemistry should be there. So he makes sense. I wish it could have been like, why not Bellerin and Dest as the options? Why not forget Alonso? We have Jordi Alba and Balde, and then we have Bellerin and Dest. Doesn't that make more sense than having 3 left backs and just Bellerin? Tell me where I'm wrong. I'll turn to the chat. I'll get your thoughts. If you're watching on replay, let me know down in the comments what you think. And then, of course, let's all pause. Let's everybody pause just for a moment. Show me some love. Show me some support. Hit that thumbs up button. Drop a like. Easiest way to show your support and best way for this channel to get some new eyes as we continue to build this community on our road to 10,000. It's going to be a lofty goal for this year, but we're going to work for it, folks. We're going to try to build out this community to 10K by the end of this season. We are calling for all culés from around the world to come together, support the badge, support each other. That's what we do here on the channel. KN1 says, hello, sorry I'm late. No big deal. Glad you're here. Ovi says, even Bellerin doesn't make sense, Sensei. He is a downgrade over Dest. If Xavi wanted a backup for Roberto, Dest was fine. Agreed. I'm even sitting here assuming that it's going to be Bellerin starting. We'll talk about Sevilla lineup coming up here. Bellerin's not going to be available just yet. But even beyond that, it still could end up being Koundé or Araujo at right back over Roberto, over Bellerin. I don't think Bellerin actually solves our right back problem. Like I said, it might give us somebody that's a little bit more consistent on the defensive side compared to Dest, but overall, we still don't have an elite fullback to cover the Vinny Juniors and Mbappe's of the world. Just saying. Just saying. Glenn, good morning to you. Only Juan, good to see you, my man. Always good to see you. Hollow the Reaper says, Xavi just doesn't trust Dest. Have to go with what coach wants and the image that he has for football. And Alba lost Xavi's trust in the first game with his lack of intensity and attitude. Fair. Fair. It's a pretty good assessment, actually, Hollow. El Hakem, hello and good morning to you. How we doing? Ayush keeping updates on the player emojis. I love it, Ayush. Thank you so much for keeping that up to date. Okay, so we've talked summer exits. We've talked summer arrivals. Aubameyang out. Dest out on loan. Braithwaite out. Bellerin in. Alonso in. De Jong stays. Memphis stays. Big time. So we've got our team. We've got our club. We can move forward with what we've got. Xavi got, I think, everything that he wanted outside of Bernardo Silva, which would have been a pretty long shot. Let's be real here. Would have been a long shot, but I do think Bernardo Silva will end up being a Barcelona player one day, just not this year. I think with the arrival of Haaland at Man City, Champions League is looking like it's almost in Man City's hands already. So I think he sticks around for one more year. Anyway, folks, we're not here to talk about Man City. We're not here to talk about Haaland and players that aren't here. Let's turn the page now. Talk about this upcoming weekend fixture because it's a big one for Barcelona. We've got Sevilla hosting Barça Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Come hang out with us. We'll be doing a live watch-along party. I do the commentary, the play-by-play, so you don't miss any of the action. Plus, you get to have some conversation with your fellow culés as we cheer on the Blaugrana. So make sure you come hang out with us. Like I said, that match will be 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll be live just before kickoff, going over lineups, going over predictions, all that good stuff while we get ready for the match. So make sure you are subscribed, turn on notifications so you know when we're live. Come hang out with us for this match. As we scroll down and look at the table, Barcelona sitting pretty in third right now. A win would be huge, keeping pressure on Madrid and Betis. Betis is obviously going to drop points. I'm not concerned about them. But Madrid, going to be few and far between when we have the opportunity to gain some ground on them in the table. So let's make sure that we are coming out hot. And we got to scroll all the way down here to find Sevilla in 15th place right now. 2 losses and a draw so far. Let's take a look at their fixtures. Lost to Almeria, 2-1. A feisty 1-1 draw against Valladolid. Both teams receiving a red card. And then a loss to start out their season, 2-1 to Osasuna. Not great results for Sevilla. So they're going to come out with some fight, some passion, some grit. And Barcelona, away from home, are going to have to bring it. We're going to have to show up. If we take a look back at some previous fixtures, last year, of course, when we played them in December, Jules Koundé, who is now a Barca player, got sent off, red card for throwing the ball at the head of Jordi Alba. We ended up with a 1-1 draw thanks to a goal from Araujo. And then later in the year, in April, played them again at home, at the Camp Nou, 1-0 victory. This one was hard fought, a goal from Pedri in this one, pushed us over the line to get us 3 points. Folks, it's never an easy match. Never an easy match against Sevilla. Like I said, we have to bring it. We have to come in with a strong mentality. We got to get the lineup right. We got to get the tactics right. We got to come in with the right mentality because Sevilla, desperate for points, playing at home, they're not going to let us just walk in and walk out with 3 points. All right, my friends. So again, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Turn on notifications so you know when we're live for that match. Come hang out with us this Saturday. But before we get to that, my friends, let's talk predictions, beginning with my predicted starting 11 for this weekend's match against Sevilla. We start in the back, of course, where you will find the trusty Ter Stegen making his return to the elite goalkeeping status. He's going to be considered top 3, top 5 at the worst by the end of this season. Guaranteed. I'm going to keep repeating it week in and week out. This is Ter Stegen's year. Playing in front of him, we're going to stick with Balde. He's earned that spot. He's got pace. He's got power. I want to see a little bit more accuracy on the passing. He's got to get his head up a little bit sooner, but good things are coming. Balde getting the start on the left wing. Center back pairing. I'm going Garcia, who again, I think has earned it. Got the Barça box for his performance against Valladolid this week. I think he continues with that trend. I think he has earned the starting spot. Like I said, Christensen will get his time. Koundé will get his time at center back. But for right now, we need Koundé at right back. I think Garcia, because of his recent performances, stays in that starting spot, and he'll be playing next to Araujo, who is, I think, maybe the happiest out of anyone to have signed Bellerin and Koundé, who has now taken that, I'd say, second option as right back. So right back depth chart, I would say, well, for right now, once we have Bellerin, Koundé, Roberto, then Araujo, fourth choice right back at this point. I digress. We'll talk more about that on another episode of Wake Up in Barca. In the midfield, my friends, since Xavi got the start last weekend against Valladolid, I think De Jong will get it this time. That means it'll be Busi, Pedri, and De Jong as the midfield three. It was our go-to last year. This year, I don't think it's going to be much different. Xavi, well, he'll get more starts. He'll get more starts than last year, but De Jong has a fire lit under him right now. He is not just going to give up his spot and ride the bench all season. The future is up for grabs. Nico's going to be returning, but Busi's going to be out. Who knows what could happen in the future? The next couple of years are going to be very exciting for Barcelona. But for right now, it's going to be every week, De Jong or Xavi. Who's it going to be? For me, it's mostly going to be De Jong with a little salt and pepper of Xavi. He's ready, but he's not ready to carry the team consistently. So De Jong, in a big match against Sevilla, gets the start. Attacking three. I would love to have Ansu Fati in here. I did predict him in the starting 11 against Valladolid. I was wrong about that. Totally missed that Xavi has even come out and specifically said that he's not 90 minutes match fit yet. Ansu Fati not quite there. He's still playing 30, 35 minutes at a time. I want to get that up to at least a half against Sevilla. That would be great, but it's not going to be the first half. He's not going to get the start. We're going to stick with Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Dembele, who has been on fire. You can't stop Dembele right now. Inside, outside, you can't keep up with him. He's finding feet. He's finding the head of Lewandowski. It's absolutely amazing football from Dembele. Problem is, Rafinha is also playing amazing, but it's from the right side. It seems like whichever one of them goes off to the left, you get a lesser version. So until Ansu Fati is ready, we're going to see Rafinha out there on the left. Dembele and Rafinha will definitely swap sides throughout the match, but this is what I predict they'll start out with. Again, Ansu Fati, once he's 90 minutes match fit, ready to go for a full match, that's when you'll see him in the starting 11. Until then, I think we pretty much stick with Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Dembele. That's what I'm thinking for my starting 11. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong. Score predictions, I'm going 2-0 Barcelona. I'm loving the defense. I'm loving the effort from Ter Stegen, so I'm keeping with this clean sheet trend. And I think we're going to get 2 goals from one from Lewandowski and one from Rafinha this time, because I think he's due. So I'm going 2-0 to the Blaugrana. Goal from Lewandowski, goal from Rafinha. Lock it in. That's the Mustache John prediction for this weekend. Let me know your thoughts. Again, if you're watching it on replay, let me know down in the comments what you think about the lineup, the predictions, and of course, don't forget to come hang out for the live watch-along this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Convert that for your time zone, because we got Kool-Aids from all around the world coming to hang out with us, my friends. That's where I'll turn to the chat. What do you think? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you change about my starting 11? And let's get some predictions in. What do we think, folks? El Hakem says, is there any chance of a YouTube collab with any Indian culés? Yes, actually. I'll be connecting with Marka again soon. We've got quite an Indian fan base here, so we'll be reaching out to others as well. Appreciate the question. Ovi says 4-1 to Barcelona. I don't know what that says, but he says goals from Lewandowski, Pedri, Dembele, and Ansu. Love it. Coffee at Dawn says 4-0, going for Barcelona. Yes, Ayush, if you didn't see that, Nico is out on loan at Valencia right now. Winston says 2-0, Lewandowski and Pedri getting the goals. Love the prediction. Mike says Araujo goal for sure in these types of games. He does come up big. Araujo scored against Sevilla. I think Real Madrid, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. I'm pretty sure he scored against like 3 of the top 4 from last year. There's some ridiculous stat like that. So a goal from Araujo, likely and wanted. Greg says, the way Sevilla are playing with their 4-2-2-2 formation, anyone who plays against them will get space out wide. Dangerous against Barcelona with Rafinha, Dembele, and then, of course, we have Memphis, Ansu, Pablo Torre coming off the bench. Ayush going with the 3-0 prediction, Pedri and Lewandowski double. I love it. Anthony says, I agree with De Jong over Gavi for Sevilla, but I think Xavi is going to go with Gavi to start. We'll see. I'm just trying to read the trend, read the tea leaves. It's kind of up in the air how much Xavi's going to rotate. Will it be week to week? Will it be competition-based, meaning he's going to have a La Liga squad, he's going to have a Copa del Rey squad, and then he's going to have a Champions League squad? Or will it just be based on who the opponent is that week? Come springtime, when we have 2-3 matches in a week for all 3 of those tournaments, it's going to be playing time available for everybody. It's just a question of what's going to be the priority and who's going to be the go-to starting 11, the must-win matches, who's going to be out there for us. That's still left to be decided. But like I said, for right now, this is my predicted starting 11 for Sevilla versus Barcelona. I think it's going to be a 2-0 victory, goal from Lewandowski, goal from Rafinha, easy peasy, no problem for Barca. My friends, that's where we're going to wrap it up. I got to go and start my work day. Going to be a bit of a long day, but we'll get through it. You'll get through your day as well. We'll go out, have lots of positive interactions, high fives and hugs for anybody who wants them. Come back tomorrow. Sevilla versus Barcelona. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll be live just before that. We'll go over the lineups that will be released at that time. We'll reiterate our predictions. We'll get the energy up. We'll start cheering on the Blaugrana. We'll get the conversation going. So again, make sure you're subscribed so you know when we're, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when we're live. And before you go, one more time, before you go, drop that like. Helps get the algorithm going, helps show some love and appreciation for the channel, and I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it when you take just a moment to hit that thumbs up button. That is going to do it for today. We talked summer transfer window, deadline, exits, arrivals. We talked Memphis. We talked De Jong. We talked Sevilla match preview. All good things. So again, go out there and do great things, my friends. Lots of positive interactions. I will see you Saturday for Sevilla versus Barcelona. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.